I was going to call you and ask you about that, but I forgot.
We did have one affected resident reach out, and I provided her with the meeting information.
All right, there are no attendees so far. But it is 5 o'clock. So everybody ready? We shall begin. Good evening. I'm Daniel Drake, Chair of the Nantucket Memorial Airport Commission. I call the April 29th, 2021 Special Airport Commission meeting to order. We are using Zoom webinar for this meeting, which allows for the public to participate in the meeting as an attendee. Attendees must register to participate. The registration link is unique to the meeting. The registration link can be found in the description of the Nantucket Government TV YouTube live feed for the meeting. People registering as an attendee must use their full names, otherwise they will not be allowed to participate in the discussion. Attendees will join in listening mode and they can click the raise hand button if they choose to speak. The chair will call on those who have raised their hands in the order in which they were raised. If you do not have an audio capable device, you can use a call-in number. We will not be using the YouTube chat function. All questions should be directed through the chair. As a preliminary matter, let me confirm that all members and persons anticipated on the agenda are present and can hear me. By the way, Jeanette isn't on. Do we know, Katie, whether she's coming or not?
She confirmed that she was coming. She hasn't tried to call me or email me when I called her about the dates.
Would you mind giving her a quick call right now?
Sure.
Please? I'm going to go on with this meeting statement. Commissioner Gasparo has recused himself for participation in matters involving the only agenda item, so he is not present. Commission members, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Tony Buscarin.
Here. Andrea
Planzer.
Here.
Staff, when I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. State each. Tom Rafter.
Here.
Airport Manager Noah Carberg, Assistant Manager.
Here.
Katie Perales. Lily Sylvia. Lily Sylvia is not here.
I'm here.
Oh, you're here. I'm sorry. Excuse me. And Katie is here, but she's on the phone. Anticipated speakers on the agenda, please respond in the affirmative. Rich Lasden of McFarland Johnson, Inc.
Here.
This open meeting of the Nantucket Memorial Airport Commission is being conducted remotely, consistent with Governor Baker's executive order of March 12, 2020, due to the current state of emergency in the Commonwealth resulting from the outbreak of the COVID-19 virus. In order to mitigate the transmission of the COVID-19 virus, we have been advised and directed by the Commonwealth to suspend public gatherings, and as such, the governor's order suspends the requirement of the open meeting law to have all meetings in a publicly accessible physical location. Further, all members of public bodies are allowed and encouraged to participate remotely. The governor's order, which you can find posted with agenda materials for this meeting, allows public bodies to meet entirely remotely, so long as reasonable public access is afforded so that the public can follow along with the deliberations of the meeting. We do also allow public participation as outlined previously using Zoom webinar. As previously noted, for this meeting, the Nantucket Memorial Airport Commission is convening by video conference via a Zoom webinar and broadcasting on the Town of Nantucket YouTube channel. Please note that this meeting is being recorded and that all attendees are participating by video conference. Accordingly, please be aware that other folks may be able to see you and to take care not to screen share your computer. Anything that you broadcast may be captured by the recording. All supporting materials have been provided to members of this body are available on the town's website unless otherwise noted. The public is encouraged to follow along using the posted agenda unless I note otherwise. Before we turn to the agenda, please permit me to cover some ground rules to provide for the effective and clear conduct of our business and to ensure accurate meeting minutes. I will introduce each speaker on the agenda. After they conclude their remarks, the chair will go down the line of members, inviting each by name to provide any comment, questions, or motions. Please hold until your name is called. Further, please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate accurate minutes. For any response, please wait until the chair yields the floor to you and state your name before speaking. If members wish to engage in a conversation with other members, please do so through the chair, taking care to identify yourself. Finally, each vote taken at the meeting will be conducted by roll call vote. Any word, Ms. Prowlis?
Yes, she's going to come on right now.
All right. Let's wait just a minute then, unless there's objection. Well, all right, I'm not going to wait any longer. We do have a quorum present, 3 commissioners, Commissioner Planzer, Commissioner Buscarin, and myself. The agenda is the discussion, possible adoption of water service agreement. Public comment being invited. Are all in accord with the agenda? Both Commissioner Buscarin and Commissioner Planzer have visually indicated their agreement with the agenda. All right, Mr. Rafter, do you want to lead it? I guess we're going to have basically a 2-part discussion here, are we not? One is the water service agreement itself, and the second is the possibility of reimbursement of the cost of water service of some sort.
Yes, any
So
compensation.
let's take the agreement itself first, and then we can get to the.
And that is in the packet for the draft. Dan, I just wanted to clarify, no, or maybe know the answer. So the second item, if the commission elects to provide any compensation for reimbursement of water bills, would that be added as the attachment that is referred to in number 9 of the agreement?
Thank you, Tom. Yes, it would be part of number 9 in the agreements, along with a specific layout and the items that would be specific to each residential water service, feet of service,
Excuse me,
landscaping items for.
Commissioner Topham has joined us. Commissioner Topham, we've just started discussion of the water service agreement, and we will then get to the discussion of reimbursement for water service charges. Go ahead, Mr. Carberg, sorry.
Thank you, Dan. Tom's correct. Item 9 would include not only a reference to the water bill decision made by the commission, as well as any other items specific to the property, such as linear feet of excavation, landscaping items that would be fixed, and the plumbing work specific to each home.
I think it would be cleaner to have a separate number if we decide to go ahead with reimbursement, and it's the same amount for all affected property owners. Then I think it should be a separate item 9 and separate 10. And separate 10 should be what is now item 10 should be now what is item 9. I think it would just be cleaner that way.
Dan, I agree. I would just want to double check, because as you read this agreement, this is really just, it appears to me at least, it's just signed by the homeowner.
That was going to be my next point.
And that's why I'm thinking if, and I wanted to clarify tonight too, from the last meeting, that the chairman is authorized to execute the agreements associated with the work on Evergreen Way and Nobodier Way that was presented at the last meeting, up to $250,000. So when we enter into those, that to me is more of a contract, I would think. And again, this is up to our attorneys, because if we just simply add it here, it's the homeowner saying, yeah, you're going to pay me X dollars, whatever.
Right. I think I don't quite understand why this is not in the form of an agreement between the commission and
If I'm not mistaken, and Noah, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe this was written more as an access agreement, similar to the ones that we did as for the poets to access the property and perform certain work.
Yeah, but the commission is undertaking certain commitments here, namely to bear the cost of the work. And
Yeah, and I can't, I apologize.
I don't understand why it's not
Two-party agreement.
two-party agreement, exactly.
Well, and also it says on number 8, this agreement shall expire 120 calendar days after its execution. So does that cancel out then 9, you know?
Right.
Or what, maybe 10? Yeah, what?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, especially depending upon what the commission votes on later. If they go, say, 6 months or a year.
I mean, we really wanted to, as I understood it, we wanted to get this signed right away. Correct?
Yes, we want to get moving on this.
Yeah, especially by Nobodier Way, but 120 days is fine, maybe for that, but certainly isn't enough for Matacasham and the west side.
Well, it's
So I think,
after
I mean,
execution.
I would suggest that we approve this in principle, but that it be recast as a bipartite agreement, and that the chair be authorized to execute it on behalf of the commission, rather than having 3 people do it. I don't think it's necessary in this case. If you all agree with me.
Would you include subject to the next topic that we're going to be discussing?
Yes.
In other words, if we're going to add number 10
Yeah,
to it.
well, why don't we go to that and then we'll come back to this. But are there
Okay.
any other comments on the agreement? Hearing none. All right. The airport administration has made a recommendation as to what kind of financial compensation the commission should make to property owners to in relation to their future water bills. Do you want to go through that, Mr. Rafter and Mr. Carberg?
No, I'll let you run through if you don't mind.
Okay, thank you, Tom. Following the previous commission meeting, we reached out to Wanacomment Water Company and asked for the average water bill costs associated with a family of 2 and a family of 4. Picking the larger water bill cost, that was on the basis of $558 for a 6-month period, or $1,116 for a 12-month period. That's the basis of the range for staff's recommendation. Water bill for water use for a family of 4 for a 6 to 12-month range. We're promoting $558 at the lesser end of that range, and recommending the unit of what we termed as an affected residential homeowner. And I provided some rationale as to why we picked affected residential homeowner, not number of dwellings or number of water services or number of poets as that basis. I provided an attached chart. Although we estimate that this would take into account 23 affected homeowners for that definition, we did provide some backup material that there is a little bit of uncertainty given the variability in the different sites, that there are sites we are monitoring that might fall onto the program. There are a few homes that have not returned an agreement for sampling, but who could, and if those tested greater than 20 parts per trillion, they of course would be folded in. So while we're confident that it would be an exposure of 23 homes, we did provide a basis for some leeway.
We could have up to 8 more, is that correct?
That's correct. I believe up to 9 more that we are monitoring. So I showed 23,
nine more,
but
yes.
And I have 2 typos in the memo that I provided, and I'll just read through the correct numbers. At a $558 value for an on-bill credit, the total project value or project cost is $12,834. For assuming an on-bill water bill cost of $1,116 in value, total project cost would be $25,668. And what I mean by an on-bill water credit is that at the point of sale, Wanacomment would credit the homeowner the amounts approved by the commission, so the homeowner would never see those bills. And
Would
the
never,
airport
would never see those funds.
the homeowner would never see those funds or see the water bills. There would be no receipt of water bill by the homeowner and then transfer to us. We would
Well,
simply
you mean they
reload
won't
those.
know how much credit they have left?
I believe they would still get a statement. I have to review that with Mark. I believe they would still get a statement as to their accounts, but
Okay.
they would not be
So in
paying.
essence, they would get a water bill. It would just show the credit.
I would
Correct.
hope that they can do that so that they can plan for their budget for the following
Right.
period.
Are there any questions of Mr. Carberg? Mr. Buscarin?
I don't have any questions, and again, I support, a flat fee for everybody, whatever number we agree on.
How do you feel about the number that has been recommended?
I could support $500 or $588. I think we now know what the water bills are like there, but I think treating everybody the same is probably the most politically viable way to do this. I don't care whether it's $588 or $500. But I don't support $1,000 or anything higher than $588.
Ms. Planzer?
I don't have any questions. I think we should do it, across the board, same everywhere.
Ms. Topham?
And I agree. Am I muted or not?
No, you're not. Now you are. Now you're not. Frankly, I'd like to see it as $1,000. Personally, I think in my own view, there are some people who shouldn't be getting it at all, and there are others who really need the support. I think I don't know how many there are, but I suspect that there are some people in this who are on very tight budgets and on, that the water bill is going to be a chore for them to pay. There are others who absolutely don't need it at all. But if we're going to be, I've come around to the conclusion that we should probably treat everybody the same. But for the reasons I've just stated, I personally would like to see it 1,000. But having said that, majority rules. So would somebody like to make a motion first on the reimbursement for water bills?
Could I?
I'm sorry, excuse me, Mr. Chairman,
Yes,
if I may, just to clarify, we're looking at two things. We're looking at the amount and the method. And I just want to clarify that it is, when we talk about a reimbursement, that it is a credit that will be given from the water company.
well, we will pay the water company and they will show us a credit for the,
Yes, I just want to make sure everyone is understanding the same thing. Okay, thank you.
And why do you like the $1,000 more than 500?
as I say, because for some people in this group who are retired and on very, very limited budget, the water bill is going to come as something of a shock. Whether it's a two-family or a larger household. And I just think it's, in the overall scheme of things, it's pretty small. It's still an extra $12,000 or so. But we need to be a little more accommodating of those people.
I tend to agree with you, Mr. Drake. That was something that I thought we should do. Now, you mentioned sewer. Is this is it just their water bill or water and sewer combined? Because I know what I pay for water and sewer, but I mean, I have well water.
I don't know. Do many of these houses have sewer?
I don't have that information, Dan. My understanding is, at least based on my bill, if a home is on sewer, they will still pay their established sewer bill. It would only be the water use charge that would be credited.
With the new charge that they're getting,
Correct.
basically.
In the grand scheme of this, there's not a whole lot of difference. We're paying $1.5 million to do this water project and get this cleaned up. I don't disagree with you, Dan, with regard to the $1,000. I think that's okay by me. The last thing we want to do is have these people be angry with us.
Well, they may be angry anyway, but they'll be a little less angry, I think.
No, I think we might buy ourselves a little bit of happiness with that. I don't disagree.
I'll make a motion that we offer $1,000 to go towards the water company as a credit for them.
May I reword that slightly, that we provide the water company with $1,000 per affected homeowner as defined
Perfect.
by Mr. Carberg? Is there a second to that motion?
I'll second.
Thank you, Mr. Biscarin. Any further discussion? How do you vote, Ms. Planzer?
Aye.
Ms. Topham?
Aye.
Mr. Biscarin?
Aye.
And I vote aye. I guess we should also make a similar motion to provide, if necessary, to provide it. I don't know whether that motion would cover it, but to provide it if anybody of the 9 people or 8, however many there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people enumerated on this list are found in the future to require water service, that we do the same thing for them.
Would you like an addendum to that?
I think, no, let's make it as a separate motion.
Okay. Do you want me to make, I'll make that motion.
Thank you. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? How do you vote, Ms. Plancer?
Aye.
Ms. Topham?
Aye.
Mr. Buscaron?
Aye.
I vote aye. All right, there are no attendees in the meeting, so there's no public comment here. So we go back to the agreement itself. And I think what I proposed was a motion that asked for a motion for somebody to approve in principle this water main agreement, subject to it being made bipartite between the commission and the property owner, that it be able to be signed by the chair or vice chair. No, I guess it can't be the vice chair, the chair or another commissioner as a sole signature, did not require additional signatures. That we review the 120 calendar day expiration to be sure that fits with the way it's needed. That we add as a new clause 9 of the reimbursement of water bills of $1,000 for the property owner, and that number 9 be renumbered as number 10.
So moved.
Second?
Is there further discussion?
No.
How do you vote, Ms. Plancer?
Aye.
Ms. Topham? Did you say aye?
Aye. Yes, I'm sorry.
Thank you. Mr.
That's
Buscaron?
Aye.
I vote aye.
It
All
has
right.
arrow through it sometimes, and then when I'm talking, it doesn't, I don't know. Anyhow, go ahead.
Well, I think we're done. I think we've done the right thing, and I appreciate
I do too.
your support on it. And there being nothing else for us to discuss. Thank you. Mr. Lassen, did you have anything you wanted to say?
No, I'm good, thank you.
Thank you. Will ask for a motion to adjourn.
I'll move to adjourn.
Thank
I'll
you. Is there a second? How do you vote, Ms. Planzer?
Aye.
Ms. Topham?
Uh,
Mr. Buscaron?
Aye.
And I vote aye. Thank you all very much. I think we're good to go here.
Thank you.
I
Thank you.
apologize for the mix-up on my timing.
That's all right. Glad you made it.
I am too.
Have a
Thank you
good
all.
night. Bye.
Bye-bye now. Thank you.